Man, that's going to be some good potting soil. Look at that. And we'll give the chickens more to work with so we can get it turned into compost and use it in our garden and on our fields. Y'all stick with us. All right, guys, we're out here where we make what we believe to be the finest compost in the world. Actually, all of our cows come in to the corral area when they see me move the mini X in here. But we're going to get all this stuff pushed up, and just to show you, this is this year's compost, and the chickens have been turning it pretty good. This is last year's, and we have pretty much run out of the previous year's. So I'm going to kind of grade all this together, get it up in a pile, and then we had a lot of rain, like 9 inches of rain last week, or I think it was a week before. So it washed a lot of our compost down. I'm going to try to push that up, back up on here, and then we're going to get all of this put on top of this, and we'll give the chickens more to work with so we can get it turned into compost and use it in our garden and on our fields. Y'all stick with us. We use a rake on our little tractor bucket, and that rake broke. So I'm not able to carry this stuff, so I figured while I have the Mini X, I'm just going to push it over. Then I'll use the bucket to put it up on the pile. This stuff is rich underneath here. All that urine and manure. When we got that rain, it certainly washed out our compost pile. That was a lot of water. That was a lot of hay. If you look, you can see all the wet hay underneath it. That's all that urine and rain and poop, and well, it makes good compost. Oh yeah, that's good compost there. We got a little bit more than I thought. We'll mix that up with the bucket here in a minute. All right, so before we put all that right there, all of this here onto this pile, we're going to stir this pile up. We're going to turn it so we can get some heat going, and stir this up, and the chickens will get back on this and stir it even more. Yeah, so this compost, it doesn't have any kind of chemicals in it or anything like that, because we don't put chemicals on our pasture. We only put natural fertilizers out, and so the cows don't have that chemical in their system when they go to take a dump, and so that manure doesn't have any of that in it. At least we try to minimize it, let's put it that way, any kind of chemical impact. So we try to, that way when we return this to the land, it doesn't have any chemicals in it that we know of, let's put it that way. Now if the neighbor sprays and we get some stuff on our land, there ain't nothing we can do about that. We're doing everything natural ourselves. Or if there's anything sprayed in the skies or the air, we can't do nothing about that. We just control what we got. Really good compost here. This is last year's pile. I don't know if you can see it on camera, if I can pull it up to you, but that is wet hay right there in the bucket on the top. So this pile definitely needed turning. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that needs to be turned good. Tell you what, down in there's some good compost. It must have way on the bottom. Look at that. That's good. Okay, so we got it all pushed up in a pile. We got this year's mixture going. Still hadn't cleaned the stalls out the second time because of the rake on the tractor. I said that enough times. But this is the current year. Got last year's all stirred up, and believe me, that's got an odor to it that's not it's not bad. It's like a soil, a dirt odor. And then this is the previous year's, 2 years ago, and got it mixed up with some dirt. And this is gonna be, got to get the grass out of it. Chickens will handle that, but man, that's gonna be some good potting soil. Look at that. That is just crazy how nice that is. Anyway, that's how we make the best compost in the United States. Appreciate y'all sticking with us. Y'all have a blessed day. Chickens are already on it. This is what we pay them for. They come down when I come around there. They were up on the pile. They're working it.